Elite Youth Sports Media Network, and today you are in for a treat. Today we have Mr. Derrick Pow, the son of Shereck Pow, and we're so thankful and grateful, man, to have you sitting down with us and talking to us. And not only to us, but you're talking to parents, you're talking to coaches, you're talking to players that are out there. They're trying to go to the next level, trying to navigate through this. I mean, we're in a transitional moment in time, especially when you talk about football, you talk about basketball, baseball, whatever the college sports may be, with the new transfer portal that's taking place and the different rules and regulations NCAA is changing every day. But Mr. Powell, introduce yourself to us, man, and tell us a little about who you are before we dive into something great that we're about to share today.
Well, thank you. My name is Derrick Pow. Originally from Hughes, Arkansas. Born and raised where I grew up. Most of my family grew up. I also played football for Hughes. Played for Gus Malzahn in high school.
No, not Gus.
Yeah, I played for Gus Malzahn.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So football has always been a part of my life. My dad was a superstar athlete. He was a two-way athlete. And, that's where I got it from. And, of course, that's where Shundi gets it from.
Sure.
So, it's been a journey. My wife is from down there. Us having 4 kids, raising them. And so, sports is in our blood. So, competitive nature. So,
right.
It's just something that we always been a part of.
Right. Well, today, man, we want to thank you for being with us again on Elite Youth Sports Media Network. And just a little something we're doing, I thought just calling and bringing individuals like yourself to share the stories of the father of raising boys and raising athletes, and just and being able to go through the tough times and the good times, to get to the better times.
Absolutely.
But I want to say today, congratulations to you and your son, Shereck Pow, for the outstanding performances over the past several weeks, man. He is blowing up the charts in college football. Just a couple weeks ago, he rushed over 256 yards against Abilene Christian, including a remarkable 95-yard run. Was you there? Did you get a chance to see that?
Absolutely. I was in the stands looking at it.
I bet that was amazing, man.
It was.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's currently the number 2 rusher in the nation. Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. It's exciting, man.
Wow.
It is.
And also he's rushing?
Rushing. He's number 2 in the nation in rushing. He's also number 1 in the nation yards per kid.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Your son is number 2 in the entire nation of football.
Absolutely.
And rushing the football, running that football,
Absolutely.
running that rock,
running the rock,
carrying that rock.
Yes, sir.
And number 1
in the nation for yards per kid.
My. Right here in Northeast Arkansas.
Absolutely.
Out of a small town called Hoxie.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. And he didn't play just against no Rudy Boots. This is Oklahoma. This is big FBC school.
Absolutely. He's had an opportunity to play top talent in FBS school, and I remember what his high school coaches told me when we transitioned to hockey and played football. We left a bigger school to go to a smaller school. Sure. And he said, and he told me and Shundi this, and Dalen, he was like, it's not where you play, it's how you play.
Oh, wow.
And that's something that always stuck with us. So it doesn't matter where you are, it's how you perform. And of course, my son has proved that he can play with the big boys. Anyway.
Wow. That's a blessing. And I'm going to jump off the script just a little bit because I remember 2000, maybe 18, 19, at a little football camp we put on.
Yeah.
Our first fundamental, it's called Fundamental, having fun doing the fundamental football camp.
Yeah.
And our honorary guest for that afternoon, that weekend actually, was none other than the great Maurice Cawthorn,
I remember,
who played over 30-something years in the NFL and coached.
Absolutely.
And I remember you standing there. I remember Coach Maurice, but also the player, great player, Maurice Cawthorn, standing there, and he wouldn't move. I said, honorary, Coach, you can go anywhere you want to. And Mr. Cawthorn said this. Coach, he said, I'm good where I am, because when I see talent, I don't move from it. Now, this was Maurice Cawthorn. Wow. This was 8-9 years ago. Yeah. And they were like 7th, 8th grade, 9th grade. Yeah. And he saw it then. He saw it. Then he's been a great player personnel recruiter for the New York Jets, and then in New England Patriots. Now his son is with the general manager from the Tennessee Titans. So we're talking about people that understand and know. And your son today is breaking national records and school records. Yeah. My. That's amazing. Yeah. Man, just, looking ahead in the upcoming games, that he has coming up. What do you see him? I mean, how is this going to end up? I know you can't predict it. Nothing can be predictable, but we pray for just the continued momentum that he has. Absolutely. We pray for his protection and his health. What is it as a dad in this moment? I mean, that you can tell that son, because he can easily get off track. Yeah. But what do you see? Well, what I see from him, it's deep in him. It's rooted in him. Come on. For number one, he has God in his life. Yes, sir. And we live by this scripture. I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens us. So he's deep rooted in it. This is something he loves. I know. When people find their passion in life, and it don't become a job to them no more. It becomes their passion to go. So that's where he's at with it. He loves it. This is something that he don't regret doing. This is something that he's up for the challenge. Yes, sir. What I believe is going to happen, I think he's going to break multiple more records this year. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to go to the playoffs. He's surrounded by a group of coaches and football players that are all American. They are talented. He has a great team. So I see nothing but good things coming for them in the future. So. Wow, that's amazing. That is truly amazing. Yes, it is. And just thinking about that, is this his senior year? Or this is a junior year. Wow. This is his junior year. Wow. Yeah. Wow. He had a breakout sophomore year. We played down there in UNA with a lot of great people. And that's U of A. That's University of North Alabama. Okay. That's where we played the Lions. And he was down there for his first 2 years. That's where he was recruited to. First year, he was a true freshman. He started a lot of games with true freshmen. But he didn't have the year that he wanted. So, they had a new coaching staff change come in. And that next year, they made him the focal point. And one thing about Shun-D, I know everybody get a chance to see the game, Shun-D, but he's even more like that in practice. He plays his games in practice. Yeah. That's who he always been, and that's why he's always overachiever, man. Wherever he went to practice. That next year, and they end up putting him as the focal point of that offense. And they didn't win a lot of games, but he definitely let the world know who he was. Sure. So and now situations came up where he has a kid now, my first grandson, and he wanted to come back this way. Okay. One thing about Shun-D, he's a family-driven guy, and he loves his parents, man. So
we are able to help him better with his child while he goes to school. Because listen, college is tough for a lot of kids. Sure. You got school, you got football practice, and then a baby on top of it. So our goal is to make sure we do everything we can to allow him to further what he does. So
that's awesome, man. I take my hat off to you. You know, sometimes, you know, our kids are going to be kids, and they travel in the area, and they may mess up, make mistakes, and we get down on them.
Yeah.
But we've been there. You know,
Absolutely.
We have to support. You know?
Absolutely.
You know, I know you mentioned something about him when you said practice.
Yeah.
He practiced, you know, like he played.
Absolutely.
And so I heard that, you know, if you practice like that, the game becomes easy.
Absolutely. If a lot of kids would adapt that mindset, it would make their lives on the field more easy. That's one thing about Shundi, even from a kid. Man, you can tell he was a little bad little kid, a little hard-nosed, fast. He was active everywhere.
Yeah. So, was it all the potential that was in him?
It was already, you know, I knew, you know, if we can just get him on the right track, it'll be something great for him. But he's always been there. And Shundi has, I think what Deion Sanders said, he got a dog in him.
Oh,
you know,
the dog. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Not the dog.
He got the dog in him, man.
Oh, and from your point, because everybody says to talk about the dog. I love talking about the dog.
Yeah.
What is that you see in him? What is that? Is it a drive, or is it a passion, or he just has a relentless?
It's something you can't coach.
Okay.
It's something you can't. It's something that you got to have in you. It's like in your DNA. And I had it in school.
Wow.
And it's the dog is, you're not gonna beat me. You're not gonna outwork me. No matter what you do, if you stronger than me this day, I'll be stronger than you the next day. If you beat me on this play this day, this is Shun Derrick.
Wow.
Shun Derrick is 5'9", 5'10".
So this is Barry Sanders type.
This is Barry Sanders type. And in his mind, he's Derrick Henry. That's how he plays.
That's good. Because he is the number 2 leading rusher in the whole entire country.
Absolutely.
And the number 2 also in
yards per carry. He's number 1.
Number 1 in yards per carry. And he averages how much yards per carry?
He's averaging 11.1 yards per carry.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So even I compared him right now to this Deuce. The Cowboys just drafted Deuce.
Deuce Vaughn.
Deuce Vaughn. And I don't think he was doing that.
No, he wasn't doing that. And they even tried to recruit Shundi to replace Deuce Vaughn in Kansas.
Wow.
Yeah. Kansas
nobody
State,
know that.
Yeah, nobody knew that. No.
Wow.
He actually had a lot of FBS schools trying to recruit him.
Sure.
But again, it's not about the money. It's not about the school. Shundi wants to be where his parents can be to see the game.
Wow.
And, you know, again, it does something. He told me, you know, Daddy, it makes me feel good to see y'all in the stands, you know. And it makes me feel good that he wants us in the stands,
yes,
you know. So that's the whole thing, man. You got to have that dog in you, and he definitely got it.
Well, I believe it. Yeah, you can't drop the nation, man, and not have a dog.
You got it.
You know, and I commend you and your wife and your family. Always such kind, loving people. That dog is there. Don't get me wrong. I know
it is.
Dog,
yeah.
It'll bite now.
Yeah.
But just the support, because there's so many, you know, young men out there that doesn't have that strong support, that love.
Yeah.
Kids get in trouble here or there, do mess up. You know, don't know how to, because parents taught them, you know, this is what you got to do.
Absolutely.
But, you know, the love that you have, you know, you can feel the love from you. You can feel the warmness and acceptance from you, man, and your family. So I really, truly commend that, you know, and I know you give that to others as you go. You pass it on. And,
absolutely.
And so, you know, I've been now in the junior high space. Where your sons was.
Yeah.
And I have really experienced that, you know, and I've been blessed because I was blessed. And I see a lot of young men sometimes that just need a hug.
Yeah.
Or just need
somebody
just to be there and make sure that they're being recognized. You know, they not even play, but I saw you, man. Keep up the good work. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be okay.
Absolutely.
And that goes a long way. You know,
it does. You're in a situation where I've been. It's important for us to know as coaches, parents, mentors. At that age, you can make a break or keep it. And a lot of us don't know this and understand this. There are so many kids that are talented that we only get to spend an hour or two with them at practices and things. But we don't know their lifestyle beyond that. You know, they could be going through tough situations. Their father may not be in the home. The mom may not be in the home. So, you know, it's a tough situation. But there are so many kids that I've seen, that I've laid my eyes on, who can actually make it, who has that dog in them just like my own son does. And they need pushing and encouraging any way they can get it, you know. And so we have to be aware of that, and we just can't throw them to the side because, you know, somebody does something we don't like or get in trouble. We can't just throw them to the side. Those are the ones that may need the little extra love, the little extra attention. What they say what Jesus did. Yeah. He left the 99 to go find the one.
Yes,
That's right.
Did. Yes, he did.
Sometimes we got to have that mentality and that love and do that. We can't be afraid to go out and hug that kid. And I've always been an out-of-the-box type of guy. You know, I don't always follow the script, man, because sometimes life leads me off that course to do something that's not normally done. So I had an opportunity to coach Pop Warner with my kids, and I've seen a lot of kids. And I grew in life, love these kids and see, man, and want to help them in any way that I can. And you know, God has a plan for me and for my son, and we talk about things that we like to do for the kids coming behind.
Wow.
If ever given that platform that we can do it.
Well, we thank you today for being here because, hey, this is a platform. And again, I want the authentic conversations like this in heartfelt because it's encouraging. Yeah. Because it's not easy and you have to go through some things. Absolutely. But the thing is that when fathers like yourself have been through it, some other fathers coming right behind us. Yeah. You know, like you said, you used to have this conversation. And they may just hear this and just give them the strength because they're going to face obstacles.
They are.
And sometimes the walls are high and you can't jump over them. They are. And you can't run around them. And you have to figure out a way to get over it.
Absolutely.
And it takes a while.
It does.
But it will, the wall will fall.
It'll fall.
The wall will fall.
Yes, it will. Just like in Jericho. It'll fall. Hey, let me tell you. I've seen, man, listen, I went back, my son sent me a little clip maybe 2 nights ago, and I can remember him playing Camp Junior High.
Wow.
And I looked at my son, Shundi.
Wow. We just played Camp a couple weeks ago.
Did you?
Yes.
Man.
What did it look like?
This dude was so tiny.
Wow.
My son was so tiny on the field.
Wow.
And I was like, I was telling my wife, look how little he is
compared to everyone.
But he wasn't scared.
Wow.
He was running the ball. He was taking licks. And it just, and going back, it took my mind back. At one point in my life and at one point in his life, he was ready to quit football. And because of his size, he was too small. He wasn't a certain type of player. We wasn't a certain type of people. And so we've heard he's not this or he's not that or he's hanging with the wrong people or things like that. And I can remember they playing here, and he never got to play. He never got to play, and he stood on the sideline. He stood on the sideline. But having that dog in him, this is one of those times where a father may have to have that conversation with your son, because he's not understanding it. You're understanding what's going on, but he's not fully understanding.
Sure.
He feels like he's better. He's good enough to play.
Oh,
you know what I'm
he's
saying?
number 2. It was in him.
Absolutely.
He knew it, but he knew
it. And he sees people in front of him that's playing that he feels like he could be able to play and contribute to a team. And it didn't happen that way for him. So he was ready to quit and give it up. And I told him, no, you're not gonna quit. You're gonna stand on the sideline with your team till the season is over. And we don't start none, we don't finish. Yes, sir. So we're gonna finish, and we're gonna stand on the sideline, and we're gonna look good with the rest of the team. And when that's over with, then we'll come back. But that's where you have to come to a realization as a parent. Okay, you know what you have, you know what you're raising, you know what your child wants and what he needs. Yes. So and a lot of parents I've talked with felt the same way that I did.
Right.
But they just didn't act on it as I did. Yes. Sometimes, and it took me out of my comfort zone. Yes. But sometimes you have to come out of your comfort zone in order to prosper.
That's good.
Sometimes, when we stay in familiar places and we just accept what's familiar, but when you step out, things happen. And that's what we did. That's how we ended up in hockey. And we left and we talked. We ran up on a guy named Tom Steele. Man, and I'm going to tell you something. I want the world to know this. That man is a blessing. Wow. To anybody's people. Wow. Man, one of the greatest coaches I've ever known and been a part of. He wants to see kids succeed. He wants to put them in school. He wants to help them in life. And so I felt like God rewarded me for stepping out of my comfort zone and putting me in a position where I could meet this man. And he took my kids to another level. He did.
And that's great. I mean, I know Coach Tom personally. I had the opportunity to play football. He was an incredible quarterback. His arm was like the ball was like bricks throwing.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was the passion and the energy he had inside of him.
It is. Yeah.
And that's so good, man. And I appreciate you sharing that, because it's little young men right now standing on the sideline, hoping and praying one day that if they could really get in a place to show what they really got to the world.
Yeah.
Like your sonship did.
Yeah.
And so, man, we thank you for sharing that. Man, that is so beyond words. Because it's just what you have to do. And sometimes you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Exactly.
And so,
that's exactly right.
And it's not comfortable doing that. So,
yeah.
But I commend you as a father, man, as a man. I say a man of God.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that's politically correct in the world we live in, but I'm gonna say it because I know that's who you are.
That's who I am.
But man, just doing that. And so, is there any other any last words that you on your mind, things that we should share? What's next? Should we look forward to?
Well, I tell you what, we got a lot of more football left. I'm excited for my son. After this season, he may have an opportunity to go to the NFL. We'll cross that bridge when we come, but that's been always a childhood dream of his to get there. And so things are looking very well for him at this point. And God's willing, he continues to stay healthy, and one day he can make that dream come true. But one thing I want the world to know about him, other than football, he is a man of God, number one. He is one of the nicest persons you ever want to meet. I was at one of his games recently, and a white couple come up to me. I didn't know him. And, I always wear a shirt with his numbers and stuff on it. And he asked me, "Are you Sean Derrick's dad?" I said, "Yes, sir, I am." He said, "My son played with him at the North Dakota State game that he had the great game against he said that he got a chance. He's on his team. He had a chance to talk to Shundee, and he said he's one of the nicest people that he's ever met.
Just in that moment.
Just in that moment. Wow. And one of the most God-fearing. He said he felt a true connection with him, and he said he never knew the way he plays football. He never knew he was that kind of a person off of the field.
Wow. Wow.
So I think,
you know, I don't mean to cut you off, but you know, that's like David. And I would use a biblical character.
Yeah.
He was soft. They said he was
absolutely
the violin or whatever.
Absolutely.
You know, playing music. But when he got off that harp or that he would go out to that battlefield and kill 30,000 with the sword.
That's exactly who he is. That's exactly in a content of who he is.
Wow.
He will give you the shirt off his back. He loves to help kids. He wants to help homeless people, man. He has a lot of things going on that he'd like to do, and you know, hopefully the NFL give us that platform to accomplish a lot of these things, to come back and help kids and help homeless people. Wow. So, you know, we're looking forward to it.
Wow. Well, man, that's God be the glory. Man.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That's awesome. So, man, thank you, Brother Derrick, man,
absolutely,
for just being with us today. Man, you have blessed me. You have. I know you blessed all those out there that's listening, because it was from the heart. It was real, and that's what our world needs more than anything. They need the realness of individuals, man, that's fighting this fight. And to be able not to throw in the towel, forget about everybody else, but reach back to be able to bring others with them. And that's what you've done today, man. And that's what you've been doing, you know, all your life.
Yeah.
So, man, we want to thank you, man.
Thank you.
God bless you, bro.
Yes,
and listen, well, hopefully, maybe in the 7 weeks, maybe down the road when things kind of slow down for you, we can bring you back. If your son is around during the holiday season, get him here with you guys.
We can
just kind of recap everything, and we'll just have a good time, man.
We can absolutely make
bring
that happen.
some of our kids, you know, it's planned now.
Yeah.
And to be able to sit and hear it, because they need to hear this young man.
Man, they absolutely can. We can make that happen, man.
Okay.
He'd be loving, willing to do it.
Yes, sir. Look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.